that's going right now. All right, cool. We got it.
Yo,
What up?
happy Monday.
What's up?
What's going on, guys?
We got two of the boys in the same room today.
Oh, dude, this is awesome. I didn't even see you had that on there. What's up? Damn, it's popping in here already.
How we doing, John, Angel,
MSC
Alex?
countdown.
Corey, when do you go to Vegas?
Friday. I'm getting there Friday night, and I'll be there Friday through Wednesday morning.
Cool. Why haven't I seen the ASD guide auto DM yet?
That's coming. Don't you worry. That's coming.
No, Brett, like I'm telling you, there's nothing you can't get done with like a timer on for 20 minutes and you just go ham on one of
That's
those.
a fact. No, that's a fact. I do that every day for all my work. Like I'll set like a 60-minute timer and just like give myself an artificial deadline. So much more productive.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Corey's here
bro,
today.
facts, yeah, bro.
We about had to. Corey, we about pulled 6 man of the year as a permanent replacement here.
Dude, literally,
Chris,
you literally,
you probably get more engagement than I would.
Dude, you're on tight. You're on a very thin.
It's one first showing in 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
I think, man. Yeah.
You owe us a solid like recreation of a scene from like The Social Network or something. I think that's your punishment.
Your contract. Like I'm gonna talk to upper management about renewing your max.
Renewing my contract.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm deserving of a max, so we can discuss.
We'll give him the 1 year veteran minimum.
Like in the NBA, don't they do like 10-day contracts? Like we'll sign him to a 10-day.
Cool. So
Speaking of, we got Chris. What up, Chris?
Yeah, 83 you guys in here already. So on Wednesday, Warner and I have a free training going down. You guys should definitely go ahead and get registered for. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to break down step by step how to get started with this stuff, as well as some specific sourcing strategies we don't really cover anywhere else. So definitely check out the link for that down below. Once again, it's completely free, especially if you've never been to one of those. It 100% will be worth your time. The way Warner and I see it is we're trying to essentially save anyone who's newer, sub 10K a month, like several months of independent research to hit a bunch of bullet points right there. So y'all should check that out.
For sure. It's always a good time. Yeah, let us know what we can help you guys out with. We'll hang here for 30, 45 minutes.
The new fees. I think that's gonna
that's half the questions, I assume. Maybe you guys have different opinions and stuff on that, but so far it seems like optimized shipping is the way to go, especially if you're shipping a lot.
Has SellerAmp adjusted their fee structure yet?
Well, that's
it's variable, and very some of them have, and they're wrong, so it's like throwing people off. So we got to do it the right way.
What did you say? It was like 60 cents per pound is like a good estimation.
That I've seen multiple people saying it's like 60 cents a pound. I've also seen some people saying it's like 80 or 90 cents a pound. So I think it's really just like you want to do, optimized if you're doing a lot, placement if it's very few, because otherwise you're going to send like 10 units to 5 warehouses these days, it seems like.
So when you're saying 60 cents per pound, are you saying like that's a new estimate that people should be factoring in to account for the higher fees?
From what I've seen, yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, because previously you guys would recommend what, like 30 cents 40, a pound or so? Yeah, okay.
It depends. Like shoes are always going to be closer to like it used to be $1, $1.10, whatever it is, however many, but now it's probably even more, even higher.
The clutch thing is that on a per unit basis, that increase in fee getting added to the customer, they're not even really going to notice it. It's just going to take a little while for sellers to adjust to it. And this is a massive W for FBM Nation, right? And that especially for those of you guys that are doing like clothing items that are below 1 pound but above $25, those just got substantially more profitable FBM. And just off of like literally putting our entire heart and soul into getting people to FBM over Q4 and still unsuccessfully not getting a lot of people to do it. Like for those of you guys willing to do that, it's a massive W. You're going to be more profitable. A lot of people have limiting beliefs around FBM. They don't think it's possible. And there's just a lot of money sitting waiting for you guys willing to do it.
Not to mention way more value in beauty as well. Smaller items, more bang for your buck, higher price points. So beauty sellers should be sitting back and they're affected, but like not nearly as much as say like clothing sellers.
So just higher price point products in general, right? That's going to offset a lot.
Anything that's smaller. Yeah, so 500 in a box. The box is going to cost $80, $100. Now it's 20 cents per unit as opposed to 70, whatever.
Yeah, I saw what Nate was saying there. It's like 50 cents per item extra. Some people are saying like 30 cents. Probably shake out somewhere around there. Like if 30 to 50 cents an item is like going to ruin your business, then you already had big problems.
Okay.
Yeah,
so this is interesting, right? So Derek's talking about moving from OA to wholesale. He has 10K in capital, looking for safer buys and less risk of IP/Section 3. So you're only going to see safer buys if you're buying brand direct. And I'd even argue off of a lot of data that OA from big retailers,
from documentation standpoint, it's way safer.
Way safer, not even close, right? And I don't care what the people on the forum say. Right. But if you're doing brand direct and then it's significantly safe, but that shouldn't be the reason to switch, Derek.
Yeah, I've had.
Yeah, and I think
every time I've had a headache, it's a small distributor that Amazon didn't like, but every time you're buying from Nike or Kohl's or Adidas, they've seen those before.
Yeah, I think it depends on like the brands that you're selling too, right? Because if you're going to be selling like reselling the big brand names, then I mean, unless those brands start really cracking down on enforcement on Amazon, you're probably going to be fine either way. Like Nike's probably not going to do a whole lot to crack the whip on sellers, whether you're buying OA or wherever you're buying.
5 years, they haven't done anything.
They actually did.
They tried, and they.
I know they did try.
Didn't like it. Like
they didn't send the email this year, but I remember in 2022, Nike released like this anti-reseller thing, and 86,000 people messaged me about it. And I told them nothing's going to happen, and nothing happened.
I remember that. I had forgotten about that.
So
it was
here
like
we go.
The apocalypse for a couple days.
I want to ship 4 RA items to Amazon. Total is £4. It's costing me $8. Is that normal? So the only reason you could probably honestly ship like 15 of those, and it would still be like $8. It's just due to like there being such few items in that package that it seems expensive. List those FBM, Tiao, because that sounds like it's probably going to be a good opportunity for that just because it's so expensive, FBA, because you have so few units in that box.
FBA gets way, way, way more valuable and the higher the quantity, right? Because you start at like a threshold and then it kind of like lessens the more you add, right? So you're already going to pay $6, $7 to even create the box. No matter how big that box is, it's going to be $4, $5, $6. You just want to get as much in that box as possible. I keep getting hit with garbage IP complaints and looking for the safest way account health to sell. So a lot of that is front loaded. A lot of that is just risk mitigation while you're sourcing. It's looking for those steep drop offs in the off account. It's looking for and avoiding the products that maybe there's 1, 2, or 3 sellers, 4 sellers consistently across the lifespan of the listing. Consistent IP issues is more of an indication of lack of precautions sourcing rather than the type of brands and the type of things that you're selling, right? So all those can be front loaded and just kind of just doing that extra due diligence, looking back in the lifespan of the product, making sure you're buying things safely and kind of proactively, right? Because as a new seller, the quickest thing that can ruin your up and coming business is account health issues. Nothing else matters other than keeping your account health safe.
All right, boys, we got this dial today. We're on 8 different platforms right now, 8 different accounts pumping shit right now.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Well, Derek, real quick, just to kind of finalize that thought. So he said like the safest way to sell on Amazon account health wise, the safest way would be to only source directly from the manufacturer where you are an authorized reseller in their eyes. They know who you are. They know you're selling on Amazon. If 100% of your business looks like that, then you will have no issues. Anything else, which I mean, that's not my business, right? We have plenty of risk associated with buying from distributors, buying from wholesalers. So unless you pivot your entire business model to be 100% brand direct wholesale, there's always going to be some degree of risk. So just keep that in mind.
Is it safe to buy from Walmart, Sam's? If it's not safe to buy from there, it's not safe to buy from anywhere. Those are, literally the biggest companies that sell name brand products in the world.
Yeah.
Literally in the world. Yeah.
For the new fee structure, I was reading about Amazon reducing the FBA fees. Does this sound correct?
They are lowering FBA fees, yeah. From what I was reading, it's supposed to go down like 21 cents per unit on average. So that'll offset some of that increased shipping.
Amazon knows most of their sales and revenue and generations from third-party sellers, right? So anything that's going to be the detriment of us is going to be ultimately a detriment to them, right? Because Walmart's picking up. A lot of things are happening, right? So they've had a history of overcorrecting, right? We all know this. Time and time again, but they'll get it right at some point. This may not be the solution, but give them 4, 5, 6 months. I mean, they'll figure out the happy medium across the board.
They would much rather make money off of happy sellers than having to do it all themselves.
You also have to realize, right? Amazon
do all the work.
Amazon makes more money FBA, right? That's why the buy box favors FBA. Amazon wants everyone FBA in their mind, right? They have more quality control and they control the customer experience. A lot of things suggest that Amazon wants to be FBA. And so they have all this data, right? If this causes more people FBM, they're going to pivot. Of course they are. And so just keep this in mind, right? There's no need to overreact. This may not be the optimized solution, but give them 4 months, they'll figure it out.
So the gist of this question here is basically, how do you manage quality control when your suppliers are shipping direct to FBA? So just by doing a lot of vetting on the front end. So we've been working with all of our suppliers that ship directly to Amazon for us. We've been working with, for the shortest one, probably like a year. And the longest one that we've worked with, 3 or 4 years. So we know them, they know us, they know how our business works. We have a really easy system in place where when we place an order with them, we send them over the labels. They know exactly what to do with them, and they send them straight to Amazon. And typically, these particular suppliers are buying directly from the manufacturer. So there's not really a quality, I guess, concern there in the first place. So it really comes down to just like knowing who you're working with. If we were to work with a supplier for the first time, now just based on my experience, if we vetted them out, we would have them ship direct to FBA. But if you are working with a supplier for the first time and they offer to ship direct to FBA, have them ship to you first, or your prep center, do some quality control, do that a couple of times. And then once you've been able to vet them out, then you can have them start shipping direct to FBA for you.
See, everyone read Uncle P. Uncle P is the wise.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely.
All will be good.
Wait, so Corey, are you getting into Miami on Friday?
Wednesday afternoon.
Oh,
yeah, so I'll be chilling.
You're allowed to on Sunday then. Yeah,
well, that's what I mean. Yeah, I'm like, guys, I'm gonna be there like a whole.
I was early. To say like Saturday morning to Sunday.
No. Yeah, straight from my.
You got a couple huevos condeses in you.
Saying of course is crazy.
I've got one for every damn meal. I cannot wait to have that.
Okay, cool.
How do you guys handle FBA discrepancies? So I personally don't. It's seller investigators that kind of monitors that on our behalf. They file all the reports. They do all those things. They take a small fee, obviously, for doing that work, but it's all outsourced from me.
Okay. What is a good number of units to start out with first order, looking to spend? So Nancy, the cool thing is like you can literally buy as many as you want. And obviously sometimes you're going to need to ungate like big brands. But you probably have a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls locally to you that has a beauty section with a bunch of small brands. Some of those are going to be auto ungates. You can literally check in the store if those are auto ungates and buy one of products to test it. Right. So you want to reduce risk as much as possible and learn as much as possible at the same time, right? So you want to bring risk down and bring learning up, right? And that's going to come from a wide variety of different products. So Nancy, in the description here, we have the auto ungate list. So it's a big list of auto ungate ASINs. You can go ahead and get ungated and completely free today, right? And start out with those brands. And then if you do want to spend a little bit more, you can get ungated in like Nike and Adidas from like Champs with headbands that are really cheap.
Are we running twos? Are we creating a twos bracket?
Well, there's going to be a lot of heads there. It just depends when heads are around and such. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. How do you check if a product is auto ungated? Does SellerAmp show this? Yes, you'll see if you're eligible on your seller account. I believe you have to click check eligibility, right?
Yeah, you would have to click check eligibility for it to auto ungate for you, though.
Yeah.
Derek, we talked about it at the beginning, but Optimize is looking to be a little bit better.
Yeah, bizarre. You got that, man. Bro's got a logo for himself too. That's a W right there.
I thought that was narrative, or whatever.
A little AI or a little 10 minutes in Canva there.
Yeah. Canva's a W. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've been grinding on that shit for years. Cool. Dude, so we got 126 guys in here. Why would I not get buy box after restocking? So Sasha, it's probably that your inventory just isn't ready yet. It's not checked into Amazon. Its delivery dates aren't really good. And you can literally look on the listing and compare your delivery date as the seller to the other sellers on the listings delivery date. And that's going to be the major indicator of who's going to get buy box share the most is price and delivery dates. Reviews aren't as important as a lot of people think they are. And there's also way less you can do about that compared to delivery dates and such.
Also, too, I mean, I don't know if you're using a repricer, but that's going to play a big factor as well. If other sellers on the listing are using a repricer and they're being aggressive with their pricing, then more than likely they're going to be stealing the buy box from you the majority of the time. So if you're not using a repricer, if you're not using a very good one, then that also will hurt your buy box percentage.
It's been like that 3 weeks. All checked in.
Oh, that's price. It's price or the listing doesn't move anymore. All right, here we go. Selling on Amazon past couple of years, sold average 15K. However, I'm not able to make profit that exceeds the monthly subscription. How can I maximize that? So there's 2 ways we can do this. We can minimize costs. The only things you should be spending money on is your Amazon account, $40 a month, SellerAmp, $19 a month, Keepa, $19 a month or 20, whatever, right? Therefore, fixed costs are $80 a month, right? We've got to buy product then, right? And supplies are really cheap, right? So What sets winning Amazon sellers apart from Amazon sellers that do not win is all in the products you buy and the people you talk to. Therefore, you need to optimize to pay as little for products as possible using all the moat methods we talk about on our videos for LA, right? And your surface area of luck in regards to other human beings who desperately want to get rich on Amazon needs to be as high as possible. And that comes from being active on the internet. All right. What will be the difference from all your free YouTube content? So, Benjamin, it'll be way better laid out, and there's going to be a lot of specific sourcing stuff that goes into that, and you'll be able to get on live calls with us.
How do you know if a resale permit were? I mean, just do that through the state. Once you have it, just send it to wholesalers. A couple websites will take it.
That's going to be a Googler, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there's like CPA YouTubers who make videos about how that stuff works. So cool thing is Randomer, you can get that fixed in a couple minutes.
I'm sure there's a banger of like a 30K video about the New York resale license.
This is exactly how I did the Florida one, man, too. Literally, this dude made it so easy. Cool. So
let's see. I saw a question further up. So it's from Matt. He was saying, I just started with vitamins. I got on a couple listings. Already running into many listings with wholesalers hijacking the buy box. What percentage of their 30-day buy box share should I avoid? So Matt, it's not, at least in my opinion, it's not so much of like, oh, you should avoid anybody that has this percentage of the buy box. Instead, I would just want to know if it's rotating, right? As long as there's not a MAP policy in place, meaning there's not a flat line of the price being the same for like the whole year, then you're going to be able to compete, even if you're competing against other wholesale sellers. More than likely, they just have thousands of units in stock, which means their products are dispersed all throughout the country. So they're going to get the buy box just about everywhere because it's going to be a lot easier and cheaper for Amazon to get one of their units to a customer in 1 to 2 days, as opposed to one of your units if you only have, let's say, 10 or 20 in stock in one fulfillment center. So I hope that makes sense.
All right, here we go. Xavier says, bro, selling on Amazon seems so difficult. I'm so discouraged. Can someone help me with any possible misconception? So, Xavier, is working a job you hate for 40 years more discouraging than taking a year or two?
Difficult too.
And difficult is then taking a year or two and really, really focusing in on learning a skill, which we will show you how to do free on the internet. You got to weigh that for yourself, right? If it was easy, everyone would do it. You should want things to be hard because that means other people won't do it.
I mean, and the cool thing about Amazon's, right? A lot of the learning is front loaded. Right. If you understand, like, think about conceptually how this Amazon business works, right? We have to learn how to source and we have to learn how to evaluate good products when we see them and evaluate bad products when we see them. A lot of that you're running into now, which I'm assuming is causing a lot of your discouragement. However, the sourcing doesn't change, nor does the product data change. Once you understand and how to, like, once you develop that data fluency, that's what it will always be. And so if you learn the data fluency, if you learn how to source, then you have the keys to the car. The car will keep moving once you have those two skills developed. You're just in that really developmental stage of learning how to source, as well as learning how to evaluate, as well as how to make the shipments and a lot of these other things, right? It's a lot of front-loaded difficulties. But if you hold your breath.
Yeah, like imagine telling, like, the problems your grandparents dealt with, wars and nuclear bombs. Like, imagine telling your grandpa, like, yeah, this business is so hard. Like, they'll ship the products for me, they'll market the products for me, I can sell products I don't even have to create, I don't have to run any ads, take any photos, create any listings. And every single person I know buys product from this website, and 60% of the products sold on this website come from people like me. Like, imagine telling him, telling your grandpa who got shipped off to fight proxy wars, right?
This one set him deep down the rabbit hole today.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm very radicalized due to tax time.
I'm gonna try to formulate the perfect question that just sends Miles on like a 45-minute long rant one day, and it's gonna be compiled from all the different questions. I'm
Karen from HR. Yeah, Karen from HR doesn't want you to be great.
Nathan, I think the better way to approach it is just come up with a number, right? That's gonna be like your value threshold, right? So if you multiply how much you expect to make from a product, create some sort of boundary, right? Whether it's 200 per product, 400, 500, 600, whatever it is, set that threshold, right? Because that will allow you to do is sort of create like a common denominator across all sorts of products. Products that move really fast for low profit, products that move really slow for higher profit. It'll allow you to compare all those, right? So create that threshold and then hold yourself to that standard, okay? And you say, when you evaluate a product, do you think you can sell X amount of that product each and every month? If the answer is yes, bring it on. If the answer is no, pass. And that's going to kind of create a lot of fluencies in the way you're sourcing, the way you're evaluating, and ultimately, and most importantly, the way you're comparing a lot of different products, because they're all going to look a lot different. Some you're going to make $5 per unit, some you're going to make 10, some you're going to make 2. But those 2, if you sell 1,000 of them, 200, whatever it is, then they're a lot more valuable than something else.
That's a good question.
Delivered on the Zoom call. Appreciate you, Gary. It was good chatting with you.
How do you approach profitable items with an unknown BSR? So that's a neat thing, is that there's a lot of items that a lot of newer sellers were automatically disqualified that can totally be good. So like private label alert on SellerAmp, it's suspected private label. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's private label. If it's a Nike product and it says private label, it's just due to having low competition. If the Keep It chart looks good, print the cash. If it doesn't have a BSR, but the Keep It chart looks good, the price is stable or going up, the competition stable or going down, probably should print the cash on that. If a listing doesn't have a buy box, but you can see movement in the offer count and the price is either stable or going up, print the wealth, right? So that's a fantastic question there, Review Lab.
Yeah, there's a lot of products out there that don't have a BSR for some reason or another that are really good products. And the way that I think you guys do something similar. The way that I look at these products, I look at, like Miles said, I look at that new offer count. Is it oscillating? Is it going up and down? Because that tells me that
I felt power hungry not being able to ban Gary.
Right.
Yeah.
I was giving like a good legit explanation.
He was on a roll.
Anyways, forget it.
What clothing and shoe brands are best on Gate?
No, let him go. All right, now we're gonna move.
Now. Whoa! A rare Miles kicks himself. This is what Money Monday could have been, Corey.
Right. Well, listen. The only other thing I was going to add is look at the review count. If the number of reviews is going up steadily, it's making sales, right? So look at that new offer count, make sure it's going up and down, and look at those reviews, make sure they're going up. If there's no sales rank, that still tells you the product's selling.
And ultimately, the best empirical data you're going to get is from a test buy, testing out 20, 30, 50 units and seeing that data for yourself, right? Your own business data is always going to be the best kind of telltale of how much you're going to restock. Because, right, we make all these hypothetical validations when we're sourcing, right? But the sales rank goes out the window. All these things go out the window once we have our own business data. Once we have a couple months of like actual tangible, our own business data, then we don't care about the sales rank, right? We care about how many we're selling per average in stock day. And that's the number we're going to use to extrapolate over 30, 45 days, whatever it is, right? When you go to restock, you don't look at the sales rank necessarily, right? Maybe the change in that sales rank. You look at how many you're selling and go based off of that, as well as the competition and things like that.
No, none of that. Zero. Cancel it all, Sava. You'll need the profit calculator though. I believe these are necessary. None of them are. There's a 19-year-old kid with none of that drives 8 minutes to his local Nike outlet, buys products and FBMs them. That's doing $15K a month. Yeah, right? Like
that makes a lot more sense how you're not making money. Yeah, 15K sales a year. Like that leads list is terrible. First of all, if the whole year you only found 15 grand worth of stuff.
Yeah. Saba, you're in the right place though, and we're gonna help you go from the ground up, right? So like check out the video Warner posted today. OA sourcing on your own, right? If you got Nike out, grocery out, Adidas outlet, check out that stuff. Like there's going to be products there, and the SellerAmp app is going to tell you what's good and what isn't.
Yep. Map. That's why you have business insurance. It's going to be super rare. Like no one's going to come after the third party seller for a branded makeup when they probably think that Amazon sold it to them anyway.
See, now here we go, right? Because I mean, you see what I'm saying there, right? Like this is like, not only is he hitting the karaoke, someone took the flick of him and he made it his profile pictures. This man's destined for greatness. Right? Benjamin, it's either going to be doing like lowering your buy cost or finding better items, right? And that it's probably what's going to be better is finding better items, right? So for every website, you need to locate a coupon code for it, whether that be on the free extensions, asking customer service, talking to other sellers, digging around on Google. Try to mix in a discounted gift card. See if they have a rewards program, right? What's the next holiday? St. Patrick's Day. Should be good sourcing during that too.
Easter probably be the bigger one.
The bigger one, yeah.
When's Easter this year? Middle of April, something like that.
I think it's like March 31st or something.
Oh, is it early this year?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So y'all better get tapped in for that. Now, I'm gonna drop it. This is the only time y'all will hear me say this publicly on the internet. The start of April, there'll be a big ass cold sale. Go put that on your calendar if you like money. Do y'all have a video on getting on Gated Nike and Adidas? Absolutely, Nathan. Check that out.
You want to sell on Amazon hands-free and use prep centers to use points to travel? Yeah, you definitely can. You don't have to stay at home, Jordan, but you'll grow a lot slower if you do it that way. But it's your business. Like
on Amazon, mostly hands-free is a slightly.
Yeah.
But no. But if he's grinding on the points for travel, I believe, you know, because that shows
if he knows the points game, like he knows how to get certain loops, and
yeah.
As long as you're fine with growing a little bit slower, like your capital moves slower, and as long as that supports the lifestyle, then go for it, man. That sounds great.
All right, here we go. I cannot find Easter products. Your local Walmart has a gigantic section of Easter products right when you step into it, right? Although I'm not a huge fan of like OA for that types of product, because like typically Easter stuff is edible, and the edible product supply chain isn't super OA friendly. It's mainly R. But go to your local. All right, here's how I really do it. Go to your local Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, scan all the Easter products. If any products have 10 plus sellers, put it into an Easter spreadsheet on SellerAmp. Go home, storefront stock those listings to find other Easter friendly items that those sellers carry. Google those, figure out what stores carry them, whether OA or RA, because they're going to show online regardless, and then make money on those.
And more importantly, just use this first, and this is going to be applicable to any season. Use it as a learning experience, right? Document. Right, because you'll be able to go and learn and look at all this data in real time while not having a financial investment in these products. And so the week leading up to Easter, the couple of days leading up to Easter, you'll see what's reacting to the market. You'll see the things that are shooting down in sales rank, popping up with buy box price, all these sorts of things real time. And the cool thing is, if you go back in the data, the same sorts of tendencies have probably happened for the past couple of years. Those are the products that you want to store in that spreadsheet that Miles was talking about. So you can now, in next mid-April, March, whatever it is, act on them proactively and make some good money. And again, that same tactic is going to work for Halloween, for Christmas, Thanksgiving, all the same holidays.
It's how the whole like replan model that some people talk about actually works. Like you're not just buying the same stuff over and over again. You're buying it when the same conditions are back as last time you bought it.
Right.
That's a really good way to put it. That's a tweet right there too.
Okay. How do we loop the 15% at Nike? Great question, Mark. So if any of you guys got Nike outlets locally to you, each time you create a new account at checkout, you can get 15% off. Therefore, you either make a bunch of email addresses or you set up what's called a catch-all email. That's catch ALL using what's called Namecheap. There's YouTube tutorials on that. They'll explain how it works, how to set it up, etc. That's going to be how you loop that. Now, all you guys that have Nike outlets near you, you need to be looping the 15%. You need to be ideally using a tax-exempt permit. You can buy discounted gift cards in advance. You can watch unlimited YouTube content of people sourcing stuff at Nike outlets. There's no excuse if you got one close by to not print the well.
And he's got it.
I was about to say that the profile picture palm reading is looking strong for Mark here.
Yeah, that's a W. Yeah. Mark's regular. Yeah.
Let's save this guy Manny his account. So he says, if I find a private label product for cheap somewhere, can I compete with a private label brand on the Amazon buy box? So Manny, don't do that. That is the quickest way to get IP'd off that listing. If the brand really doesn't like you, they will do a counterfeit with test buy. They'll do everything in their power to get you off that listing, and that might result in your account getting suspended. So never, ever, ever compete with a private label seller on Amazon that doesn't appear to be reseller friendly.
Yeah, so the important caveat to that is if it says private label on SellerAmp, that is only because it has low competition. That does not necessarily mean that it is private label. What you need to do from there is look at who's actually selling the listing, and if it's the brand and mainly the brand, and then you want to avoid it. Nike gives invoices. No idea. It doesn't matter. Use the emails.
I mean, the invoice is what you get when you buy it. So yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Facts. Yeah.
So Jake said, when you're using Amazon shipping, do you package the product and then send to Amazon and then they send to the customer? Yeah, exactly. So that's how the FBA program works. You do all of your shipping upfront in bulk to Amazon. You send all your inventory to Amazon. When Amazon gets it, that's when it can go live for sale on your storefront. And then when a customer buys from your storefront, Amazon turns around and ships every individual order to your customer.
Boom.
If Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball, who's the GOAT of OA?
Oh, yeah. Okay, Jordan. Damn, Jordan. Okay, so Jordan, if I were you, I'd pay for someone's help and start wholesale immediately. Yeah, Adam, all big websites, man. It definitely, if Amazon's going to trust anyone, they're going to trust themselves. Yeah. I get sad when
you have to do 50 units now, though.
Sadiq,
they're just raising the Amazon tax on that one a little bit.
In the car right now, Sadiq.
Yeah. So we actually got to go because we're actually going out to dinner with Sadiq. So free training going down on Wednesday. Get registered for that. It's linked in the description if you guys are interested. We'll put you guys onto some really good product research, Josh. You're not going to see for us free on here. and such. At that, it's Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Go follow these kings on social media. Follow a bunch of Amazon accounts on social media. You'll just end up picking up a bunch of like good random info and such. This dude can't guard me. Hope y'all have a great day.